We met at Kinko's, a busy copy store in New York City. I'd gone in to pick up my new resumes, and when I turned to leave, the guy behind the counter ran after me. "Hello, my name is Ronan." He had bright blue eyes and an athletic build. "I couldn't help but read your resume. You're an actress." I liked his voice and his playful half smile. "I'm a storyboard artist and I write screenplays. Hope you come by again soon." I was hooked. "Hey, Ronan, I'm leaving on a national tour of a musical in 2 days. Would you like to come to our final rehearsal downtown tomorrow night?" The following evening, just as we were about to begin the show run-through, Ronan stepped off the elevator into the loft space. He was wearing dark, black-rimmed sunglasses and a faded jeans jacket with a messenger bag strapped across his chest. He sat and opened a leather-bound journal. With a pencil in his hand, he seemed to be writing something the entire performance. Afterwards, Ronan surprised me with a drawing of me in costume. That Ms. Anne was magic. Then he gave me a bear hug. We agreed to get in touch after my tour. As I watched him leave, it occurred to me that he wore his sunglasses the entire time. Weeks later, post-tour, I found a neon green envelope from Ronan in my mailbox and an invitation to a homemade spaghetti dinner. So began our affair. He loved my eggplant parmesan. I devoured his raisin scones. We discovered we both loved long shared tub soaks. When I landed a role in an off-Broadway musical, Ronan treated me to a helicopter ride over Manhattan to celebrate. And when he sold an option on a screenplay, I took him on a dinner cruise off the 34th Street Pier. Within a year, we were living together. The honeymoon lasted only a short while. After a few months, Ronan became moodier, distracted. He often drank an entire bottle of wine at dinner to relax, then go out walking to clear his head. He started smoking and going to bars. Yet he'd be productive, creative, and thoughtful most of the time. Then without warning, he'd disappear for hours, return home glassy-eyed and angry, and collapse into bed. That's when I began to learn about his drinking and his experiences as a medic in Vietnam. He hadn't told me before that he'd served in the army. At just 18 years old, he was stitching soldiers' head wounds. At just 18, he was forced to grapple with the decision to administer lethal amounts of morphine to the boys who wanted to die because their legs were blown off. There was no respite, not even in sleep. Late into the night, Ronan's moans and shouts would wake me, and I would find him drenched in sweat. I began having intense nightmares. Desperate to understand, I started going to Al-Anon. I sat in the back at my first ever meeting, mortified, listening to other people's stories of loving someone with an addiction. Lies, cover-ups, and hidden bottles, uneaten food in the fridge, unexplained bruises, unkept promises. I knew it all. Al-Anon advises to detach with love, so on Christmas Eve I left him and went to my parents' home. I stayed away 3 days, both anxious and scared to get back. At first, Ronan appeared better. He said, "I love you, and I'll take better care of myself." I wanted to believe him. But then, as if on cue in a B movie, a bottle of wine rolled out from under the couch. I smashed it against the wall and watched the red liquid trail down to the floor, pooling around the shattered glass like blood. 24 hours later, I found Ronan on a park bench, freezing and unconscious. I told myself, stay calm, check for a pulse, call for an ambulance. As I waited, shivering in the snow, all I could think about was our chance meeting at that copy store when I'd first fallen in love with Ronan's bright blue eyes and his playful smile, and how he had run after me to make sure I didn't get away.